Hey guys, Mark Robinson here again. I'm your host of the Wealth Rewired podcast, and we are just finishing off the 5 rules of wealth that we've collated over the years, and we think these are the top 5 that we've done. If you're just joining us, guys, we highly recommend you go back and listen to the first podcast, two episodes first in this series. It'll be well worthwhile because we are up to rule number 5, and that is know your level, right? So what we mean by that is know your level and play your sequence. So everything that we've sort of, shared over the last couple of episodes, it builds up to this. And it's all about knowing your level and playing your sequence. Because the biggest reason people lose money, it's not about bad markets, right? Or bad timing. It's all about bad sequencing. Yeah. Because quite often I've seen it that people have gone into the right property, but potentially the wrong time. Right. So it could be, they've done maybe a small property development, but then they run out of cash flow to get things finished. Or they've actually gone into a long-term capital growth strategy, right? But they don't have the cash flow if it's what they call negatively geared, right? What we want you to really understand is the wealthy don't try and do everything at once, right? They know where they are in the game and what is their next move. It's not their neighbor's move. It's not Uncle Fred's or, the Uberman's move, right? It's not about doing it all, right? It's about doing the right thing in the right order. The fastest way to lose is to skip steps. You try and do this and you try and do that. Yeah. The fastest way to win is to play your sequence, get mastery from it, and then most importantly, learn patience. Yeah. And if you speak to my family, they reckon I don't have much patience at all. And to be fair, there are some things that I have zero patience for. Idiots is one. Yeah. So that's the key. Yeah. So the key concept here, guys, is if you do the right sequence, it actually helps or equals safety, right? You don't have to master all 6 levels or the asset classes in the wealth pyramid, right? You just need clarity on which one suits you, because every level has different risk profiles to it. You don't often need to go here, right? If you're in what's a good one? If why learn active trading if you've got no time, right? A lot of people think that you'll be able to pick up trading overnight, and yep, the odd person can. Me personally, I think it's going to take you anywhere from 4 to 7 years to truly master trading. Now, if you don't have time, you're busy doing, already got 2 jobs, or, you got 1 job and you got a wife and kids, or a husband and kids, or no kids, you're just busy, busy, busy. You're not going to be able to give the time it takes to put into trading. Yeah, so I really want you to understand that. Okay. Here, and I think this is a really good one, right? If you try and trade before you've got the structure, you're going to really blow up the base and potentially take years to recover, right? It's just something like that, right? It's even like, I always say we're big fans of gold and silver, yeah, but it provides no cash flow. So if you're looking or needing or requiring cash flow, why would you start investing in gold and silver? Make sense? Yeah. So what I want you to think about, right, is, think about where you are at, right, in terms of your whole wealth creation strategy, timeline, game, whatever you guys want to call it. Where are you at, right? And what do you think you need to focus on more right now? Do you need to focus on foundational assets, wholesale assets, focused assets, trading, active trading, you know what I mean, cash flow or wholesale cash flow, or early stage investing? This is where I want you to, consider, right? Just pause for a moment. There's no right or wrong answer, right? It's just the power is in knowing where you are, right? And then once you know where you're at, you can actually stop guessing and start designing. Yeah. So I did promise a bonus rule, guys, and without a doubt, I cannot stress this enough. Rule number 6, or the bonus rule, is practice before performance. Yeah. You don't learn wealth by watching, you learn by doing. But here's the truth, right? No one ever became wealthy just by learning about money. You don't master wealth by reading, studying, or even attending webinars. You actually master wealth by doing. But here's the problem, right? Most people go and practice in the real world where mistakes are expensive. Yeah, we've had a number of times, right? Gotta love that. Turn that off. Um, we've learned a number of times, right, that, right back when we first started learning to invest, that the key to us was, we just made incredible expensive mistakes. And just how it was. That's all there was to it. You couldn't turn around and get your money back. Yeah. So wouldn't it be interesting? Wouldn't it be good if you, had some way that you could learn, right? And I think another analogy is really good, right? Pilots don't learn by flying real planes first, right? They train in a simulator, right? Imagine jumping on a big Boeing 747 and you hear the pilot go, "Yeah, man, this is the first time I've ever tried to fly." Yeah. Or a surgeon, right? They don't practice on real patients, right? They practice on models and simulations. It's right the same. Yet investors, what do? They just jump straight into live markets, right? They go into real debt, high stakes, and there is zero rehearsal. Okay, it's the fastest way to learn and lose. And I really want you to understand that. And this is why it's key that you do a simulation. This is why at the International Academy of Wealth, we get our members to run multiple simulations, multiple scenarios on what we call their 10-year plan. And then they pick which scenario is actually best for them from, what happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? Right. And they know exactly what's going to happen to their scenario. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you think about it, right, learning equals information and mastery equals embodiment, right? You can't think your way to financial freedom. You actually have to act your way there. But for us guys, we generally believe you need a safe environment to learn, test, fail forward, right? And that's why we built our event called the Wealth Game. It is so powerful, okay, that you do it. Because if you think about it, right, once you've practiced the patterns, you stop reacting like a beginner and you start thinking like an investor. It's important to understand that. Yeah. In fact, I remember one of our members, right, they said after playing the Wealth Game, they finally understood how they were sabotaging their own investments, right? And it cost them nothing to find out. So inside the Wealth Game, right, you make decisions, right? You think about it. It's like you're investing over 5 years. You're buying, you're selling assets, you're leveraging, you're managing markets, right? And it's all over a 2-day live experience, right? You feel the emotional highs, you feel the lows, right? But it's all safe. There's no, you can't lose money in the Wealth Game. It's a simulation. And what we love about what we've created there is every opportunity that you simulate with has either been invested in the past, right, or is actually live that you could invest in now. Yeah, how powerful that is, right? Make sense? Yeah. So we're really excited about that. And we've got one coming up, guys, depending on, look, you've got to check out, reach out to the team to see if we've got one coming up. But we do have one coming up not long after this. Probably this episode's going to be aired, right? So you may be still in time. If not, check with us and we'll see when the next one is, right? And so I hope that's been useful on the 6 rules, guys. As always, if you've got any comments, comment below. We always answer them as well. Click the subscribe button. We love what we do here at IAW, and we're loving the podcast Wealth. We're getting some good feedback on the Wealth Rewired podcast. I hope to see you guys soon, and I'll make sure my amazing wife is on the next couple. Bye for now.